How's it going, everyone? Today it is attack versus defense, starring this little fella, the wingback. Right, let's get straight into it today. So you've got a wingback on defense and you've got a wingback on attack. What's the difference? When should you use them? Let's have a look at this formation. This will help us guide you through it. So I've got a wingback on defense at the left, and on the right hand side I've got a wingback on attack. Now in front of the wingback on the left, I've got a winger on attack. The winger on attack, his main role is going to be to get up and down, mostly up, get to the byline and cross the ball in. If I had this wingback on attack, that would mean that I'd have two people basically trying to do the same job. What do I mean by that? Well, a wingback on attack, as we look at the right hand side, you can see his player instructions. Dribble more, like a winger. Run wide with the ball, like a winger. Cross more often. And the main one, cross from the byline. So a wingback on attack is going to try and cross from the byline. If we look at a winger, his player instructions are basically identical to a wingback on attack, but the only difference is he starts from a more advanced position. So there's little point in having this fella on wingback attack, because then I'm just going to have two players both trying to do the same job. On the other side, I've got a wingback on attack with an inverted winger. What does this mean? Well, the inverted winger is obviously going to cut inside with the ball. He's going to come into these areas there. Less purpose on getting down there to supply the bullets. So the wingback on attack's then got all that space to invade, and he'll be the main outlet for the wide ball. So that makes more sense than having a wingback on attack rather than on defence, because on attack he'll be able to get higher up and get to the byline. When he's on defence, he won't do that. The wingback on defence duty, he'll operate mostly in these areas here and from here. So his balls into the box are going to be from around that area, maybe slightly more. He's not going to go down to there. He doesn't need to. The lad in front of him is going to do that for him. So if you're not playing any wide men, and maybe you're playing a wingback system where the wingbacks are your only wide people, it may be a better option to put your wingbacks onto an attack. For example, this setup here would be ideal for an attacking wingback, because they're going to cover these areas down here and down here, and you've got a defensive midfielder there to cover them going backwards. If they're on defence duty, nothing wrong with that. Just be prepared that they're not going to get down there, so most of the balls will be coming in from them sorts of areas. So the main point for me about the wingback defence versus wingback attack is basically where they're going to try and deliver the attacking balls from. They're going to be an aggressive version of the fullback. You'll know that, otherwise you'd have them on fullback setting. So they're a wingback, they're still going to be aggressive, but your wingback on defence is going to supply the bullets more from these areas, whereas your wingback on attack is going to try and get as high up the pitch as he can. Just think about that when you're setting up your formation. So the following example is a wingback on defence, and I want you to look at this player down in the bottom corner. Silver just coming into view there. There he is. And you can see, as a wingback, he still does overlap. He's still an aggressive player, even on defence. All it is he won't come all the way down here. He'll operate more from around there to there in those areas to supply the bullets in. So if we play it on, you'll see Silver gets the ball. That's about his limit there. So he's not going to get to the byline down there. This is him on defend duty. There's a common misconception that on defend duty they won't get high up. They will, just not really high up. And as you can see, from that position, he manages to whip the ball in and supply the bullets for the player to score. Same gig here. Look how deep he is. Pinto in from deep. There's the cross. In it goes. Of course, you do have one further option, and one that helps you manipulate it a bit more is you go to a support setting. So as you can see from your wingback on defend duty, there's his player instructions down there. Cross from deep is one to look out for. When I put him onto wingback attack, that flips to cross more often and cross from the byline. When I flip it to support, you can see those have both gone. So it's up to you to change it then how you want the player to play. You go to your player instructions. You can either say cross from deep, cross from byline, cross more often, cross left often. So if you're unsure, support settings may be the way to go until you see how your team's playing.